Good morning from Aschau Chiemsee. We're live at Turnpoint 3 and look who's coming into land as I speak. There they are, Gaspard Petiot, Team France 2. Check out the weather. There we are. Beautiful blue skies. And just to my left, here is where they're going to run through and sign the Turnpoint board. So if you've just tuned in, this is Gaspard Petiot, who's in second place, coming into land at Aschau Chiemsee, Turnpoint 3.
Salut Gaspard! Ça va bien? It's not common, it's for sure not common, but you managed very well.
This is a long way. Now we have to hike up again and again.
You had a nice flight yesterday though.
Yeah, super nice one. Super nice. Oh, it's a nice turn point. Good for people. Ok. Je vais peut-être signer comme ça, puis après on va bien.
Let me hand you the official pen. And I hope it's working because Kriegel had some problems yesterday signing. But if the official Red Bull pen doesn't work, we'll get you another one. Nah, it's not good enough.
So Gaspard, tell us a little bit how you're feeling. And
we got Kriegel's fingerprints, but for you we got the special one.
Actually, I'm feeling great.
Gaspard, can you just look at me once with the
yeah, I'm feeling great. A bit scared of the wind now. It's going against us, but we'll see. We'll just hike slowly first and maybe have a small rest, a small nap, and then we'll see if we can have some Bavarian winds to help.
tell us a little about the flight yesterday. It was an epic day for you.
Yeah, we started from Turnpoint 2, and the goal was to reach here today. I mean last night. And I know Kriegel was flying on the more eastern route, and I knew I could maybe catch him on the left, but I was maybe 1 hour too late, and the valley wind coming from the north was really strong.
Do you think
and
you can,
I couldn't overpass the last transition.
do you think you can get him?
It's going to be really hard. Today you got time to get placed at the right spot, and we are really stuck in the wrong area, I mean, for flying. So for sure it's going to be really hard. I mean, I guess he's going to make a huge gap today. Yeah. But I guess the other will catch me with this wind.
And any message for your French fans? I see that Clement Latour has just joined, so he's watching. Anything you want to say to all the French fans back home?
I think I've been a bit lucky at the beginning of the race, and those guys will catch up. I think Benoit is really strong, and he will catch up, and Nelson is just right behind, so he will probably be here in an hour or two. So no, I'm not afraid that they will be probably. I mean, they're from we have so much day to come.
Yeah, it's still a long way to go, huh?
Yeah, it's
well, bonne chance, as they say. Keep going. You're looking good.
Gaspard, can I welcome you officially at this turn point on behalf of Aschau Chiemsee and of course on behalf of the local village Aschau. We're very proud to have you here. We're proud to have the Red Bull X-Alps Turnpoint here. It's awesome to have you here. And we prepared something specially for you. Assuming you haven't had breakfast yet. Did you?
No, I didn't.
Perfect! Claude!
Thank you very much.
And of course, it's a croissant. It's local made, so it may not fully be what you expect, but it's Bavarian, it's made from the heart.
Thank you very much.
Awesome to have you here. What's your plan going forward? Where are you going next?
I think I don't know, I have to check the forecast first, because I wasn't expecting the wind that way. Maybe to Oshri?
Hochries, yeah, we call it, but you can call it Oshri. C'est bon.
And we have to see, because it's complicated. Now I'm not really fast on the ground, so I don't know.
So we need to find you a good spot to get in the air again.
To talk to my partner.
Yeah. And maybe we get some locals here who have good knowledge of how to get where and find you a good starting place.
Nice.
Absolutely. As we did with Crickle, we'll help you as well. And everyone who's coming here.
He doesn't need any help.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's been here before anyway, but he still claimed he needed some help. Yeah. Fantastic. Cool to have you here.
So if you've just tuned in, we are at Aschau Chiemsee Turnpoint 3, and there goes Gaspard, who's in second place, has just landed. Let's catch up now with Tobias. Tobias, come over here. Yeah. Let's go stand over there. Let's get out
find a place where there's not so much wind.
Yeah,
so
a lot of wind. Now, hang on a second. I just got to press a button here because I think everything's all back to front. Bear with us, guys. If you're watching, I just got to press a button. There we are. So flip that. That's good.
You've got a lot of buttons there.
Yeah. So. First question, where did you get the croissant from? Whose idea was that?
It was Claude's idea. Claude, she is a very French-loving person. She's working in our flight school, and she just had this idea. Maybe the French guys are coming. They're coming in early in the morning. Let's get them something for breakfast, and then we figured, let's get them a croissant.
So, Tobias, you're from the local flight school here.
I am, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what the flying is like here for paragliders.
Flying is great. We're sort of an afternoon mountain. We have got a northwesterly starting place, takeoff zone, but it's fantastic. We have a great area to start. We have a huge view. When you fly up here, you see the Chiemsee, which is just lying there, and you have the great view into the flats, into the Chiemsee, but then also back into the big mountains. And you can do everything here, from local flights to thermal flights to backcountry.
I don't know if we can see if I turn the camera around. We've got that's basically the Campenwand, isn't it?
This is the Campenwand. Yeah,
exactly.
This is where.
So up this. If I can move my arm in the right direction, there we are. There.
I'll have your point.
Yeah, that one. There we are.
Yeah,
there
actually, that's a pre-summit. It's not the actual Campenwand. The Campenwand itself
so
a little
like
further to the left, but it looks very similar. So for everyone out there, it's good enough.
But it's the really jaggedy.
Yeah, exactly. It's the one that has like 3 or 4 little mini peaks, steep walls. Yeah.
So what can fans expect if they turn up here? Because I gather it was a little bit of a party last night.
We had a huge turnout yesterday. We started on Sunday with the X-Alps flying days here in Aschau. We're continuing until Thursday. Sunday was raining, so it was raining here as well. We still had the tent packed for the live transmission that we did from the takeoff and from the start at Geisberg and Mozartplatz, which was huge. And then afternoon, even a lot of people turned out in the afternoon when it stopped raining. But then Monday, not much traffic, but yesterday was huge.
Yeah,
we had like
Kriegel turned up.
Yeah, we had literally 1,000 people over the day.
Really?
Not at the same time. At the same time, we had a pack of 500, which was when Kriegel was actually coming in. We had people all over the place, including in the beach party here. We have a little swimming area. We've got all the outdoor activities here. We've got Skywalk here doing festivals. We've got a huge program for pilots also today, also in the next 2 days. It's going to be fantastic, and we'll see what the turnout will be today. If you join us, you're very welcome. And join the party, join the atmosphere here at Turnpoint 3.
It's going to get big when the chasers start coming.
We assume it to get big again,
through.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, last night, I mean, I think we could hear the music from about 10 kilometres away.
Oh, yes, you could.
And, I think a lot of the neighbours here might be probably wouldn't have got much sleep last night.
Well, the good news is we're working very closely with the local village, who's also sponsoring the Turnpoint, and that was fantastic. They were great in helping us, and they had a little bit of an extra allowance, you can say, so that we could turn on the music and keep it loud and keep it long.
Yeah. So, Tobias, are you following the race at all? Is there an athlete who you'd like to see do well?
Well, obviously we here are all cheering a little bit for the Germans. Sebastian Huber, we saw in the race not performing as well as expected.
Yeah.
But then maybe we don't
kind of
give
went
up
out,
cheering.
Maybe it's a long race. Maybe he went out too hard or too fast. It never rewards. Well, it's punishing as well, though. I mean,
it must be. Yesterday, for example, I talked to Kriegel when he was finding himself in the middle field, like after the first rainy day. He was totally chilled, right? He said, "Well, I do my thing. I go my own pace." And well, obviously his strategy is paying off again. But then others maybe really thinking, "What's going on? Where am I now compared to where I would like to be or anticipated to be?" So that's going to be interesting to see how it develops over the long course that they still have ahead of them. Yeah,
I mean, I spoke to Kriegel and he does the whole chilled thing quite well. I'm not that bothered. Just enjoying it for the adventure. And then the clouds pass and the thermals appear and he's gone. I think it was last seen sort of somewhere over that direction.
He went in this direction. He went to what Gaspard called so nicely with his French accent, Ochries. We call it Ochries, which is a mountain where you can take off towards the west.
Yeah.
And this is where athletes want to go. Now, obviously, today with the wind, it's going to be very, very tricky because we have, as Gaspard already mentioned, stronger winds than usual and a strong westerly already. So towards Turnpoint 4, Lermoos, it's going to be very difficult for the athletes to go further.
Yeah.
It's be interesting to see what routes they are going to be choosing.
I gather the Morecast forecast is for westerly winds today.
Yes, it is.
Which is going to potentially slow Kriegel down.
Maybe as well, and then others may have a chance.
But then swinging around to the south, which will again slow potentially the leaders down, who are heading south towards the Gardasee, but benefit the guys at the back who are still going to be fighting back from Triglav over the main Alpine chain here. So we could see mixed results.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see who comes in which order today here at the Turnpoint. And then we'll do a little interview with everybody. I don't know, you're going on probably towards chasing the others, or are you staying around?
I think I'll stick around here for the croissants.
Awesome, stay here. You're very, very welcome.
So Tobias, thank you very much. Yeah, we'll talk to you a bit later.
Sure, absolutely.
And we'll catch up. I'm going to show you guys now. I want to show you the view because it is pretty special. Here we are. There is the Kampenwand. So the other thing to report in other news today, what we can expect. So the big news is that we've had a, let me turn that around. There we are. So yes, we've had 2 teams eliminated since we spoke last night. The first was Stefan Gruber, not eliminated but retired with ankle pain. He's really suffering from pain in both ankles. I think that that first day has just been so punishing for athletes that many are just feeling it. So he has retired. Che Golas has reported his knee is really not fit for purpose as well, so he's struggling at the back. But at the back we've had the first team eliminated. So this morning the team lying in last place was mandatory elimination, and that was the Mexican athlete David Liano Gonzalez. Now what's interesting is David took a very sporting approach. He realized that he was lying in last place. He chose to, rather than try and race on ahead and keep racing, he chose to just sit it out to ensure that no one else was eliminated. He knew his race was over. He did an ultra marathon about a month ago, and he says that he was overtraining, and yeah, the injury came back, and he knew his game was up. But rather than carry on or pull a lead Lenser night pass and hike through the night, which potentially might have put him in front of someone else, which would see them eliminated, he chose to just sit it out and give the others a sporting chance. So David, it was a short Red Bull X-Alps, but if you're watching, thank you for joining us. You are a legend. You've climbed Everest 6 times. But this is the Red Bull X-Alps is the world's toughest adventure race. You can climb Everest, but Red Bull X-Alps can still be a tough proposition. Hopefully we will see you again in another edition. So it's game on now. The battle at the back between Che Golas, between Claudio Heidel Schemberger, and also Duncan Coetzee from South Africa. He will be looking to try and get some ground. Claudio had hiked through the night, and he was last reported on the Goldeck, still with quite a long way to go to Triglav. If you're following the race, get onto LiveTracking, head over to, there's a real gaggle around Triglav. A race to watch is the battle between Aaron Duragati and Simon Oberauner. I gather from my man at Cross Country Magazine, that's the battle he's going to be watching. So whoever you're following, though, whether it's Kriegel up the front, and that's exciting. He could cross. He will almost certainly tag the next turnpoint at Leermoos. He could well cross the main Alpine chain again today, en route towards the Gardasee, which is the next turnpoint, Monte Baldo. But whoever you're following, it's fantastic atmosphere, and if you're anywhere near Munich, Salzburg, southern Germany, Bavaria, come on over to Aschau Chiemsee. Oh look, we've had some questions. How is Duragati doing with his knee? Thanks, Andreas. He's persevering, so as long as conditions are great for flying, he's happy. He's in the air, he's flying, he's doing great distances, and he is, and today is going to be a great flying day. The trouble will come for Aaron or for anyone else suffering these knee injuries or problems is when it goes back to being rain again. At the moment there's no sign of that, but anything can change with the race. Still a very, very long way to go. Kriegel has done about a third of the course, but still for many of the athletes they're only about 20% of the way in, so long way to go. Super exciting. Stay tuned as always on all our channels, and maybe see you here in Aschau Chiemsee.